Hey guys, it's Jen. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own guide for practicing brush calligraphy or calligraphy. This will give you the slanted guide that'll show you how to angle your letters and downward strokes so that you have a nice consistent look when you're practicing. So all you'll need for this is just a piece of printer paper, a black inking pen. I recommend black just so it'll show through other pages depending on what kind of paper you're working with. It'll definitely work the best. This is just a thin 02 micron. A ruler that's hopefully longer than your piece of paper on the long edge. A triangle. This is just a cheap acrylic triangle. The one thing I will mention is that it's about as tall as the paper, and also that it has an inking edge. It's this nice beveled edge so that your pen will run across it without getting ink on the edge itself. And finally, some tape. This is just drafting tape. Any tape will do, just as long as it won't stick to your surface or leave residue on your paper or rip your paper when you go to remove it. So first thing you want to do is just line up your paper with your desk and then tape it down. Next, take your ruler and also line it up with the desk and then tape that down. Okay, awesome. Now what we're going to do is take the triangle and we're going to line up the long edge here with each ½ inch mark. That's going to be a basically good distance between each line. Depending on the size of paper you're working with and the type of guide you want, you can also switch that. So if we start at this top corner, we're just going to start with this at the 5 and draw our consistent lines. So then we move right to the 5½. The reason we're going from left to right is so that when we pull the triangle away, it won't smear. Depending on what tools you're using, this may or may not be a problem. Because mine has an inking edge and this is an inking pen, you're not going to run into that problem. But it's better to be safe than sorry. So you're seeing that I'm just moving this over ½ inch every time I'm finished with the line. And you can already start to see that we're getting a really nice consistent angle. Most traditional calligraphy has a 55-degree angle. This is probably a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So 60 degrees is definitely, close enough to 55. So now that you're done, you can just remove your ruler and your tape from your paper and see how easily drafting tape pulls up from paper. And because there are no horizontal lines on this paper, that's on purpose, what I'm going to do with this is use it under grid paper or lined paper when I'm practicing. So I'm going to be writing on the graph paper and just using this as a guide that I move from page to page. So now when I'm doing brush calligraphy on this paper, I can see where I want to start and stop my lines, and I'll go into this more in another video, but you can kind of see what's going on here underneath the paper. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see this, the guides underneath here. But there you have it. All the lines are going this way underneath the paper, and while you don't have to make your downward strokes on those lines, you can make them next to the lines so you get a good consistent flow. I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned for my other videos for more calligraphy and lettering tips, and have a good one.